we have made it to Hartley Bay. It was just a quick uh, little trip today, 25 miles, and we left Bishop Bay dead calm. The sun was hot already. That was about 8 a.m. and got to the end of the bay, and it was just thick fog all the way down Ursula Channel. And once we got into McKay Reach, it started burning off and warmed up, and by then we were almost at Hartley Bay. So topped up a little bit of fuel. We didn't need much, but just when you have the chance in this part of the coast, it's good to top up your fuel. So we needed a little bit of diesel, and we needed a little bit of gas for the outboard on the dinghy. We also topped up our water tanks. We probably could have gone the rest of the trip without doing that, but again, it's one of those things where while you can, you always take advantage of that. So yeah, we're gonna go take a look around. It's always fun to walk around Hartley Bay because of the boardwalks. There's a really nice walk to the lake, so we're gonna go check that out, and then come back and just relax for the rest of the day. And it'll be an early start tomorrow. We're going to be going north up Grenville Channel, also known as the Grenville Grind, which doesn't sound appealing, but that's where we're headed. And you want to catch the flood as we go north, because the flood will push us up. And halfway up the channel is a place called Clue Nugget, and that's probably where we're going to stop. And I can't remember the distance, but yeah, we're just going to get a couple things put away and then go take a look around.
And have you been to Hartley Bay before?
I've been here many, many times. I actually used to work here. I'm sure everyone knows by now what I do for work. And there's a little RCMP patrol cabin here. So before I got into forensics, I used to work here. And there's a little cabin at the far end on the boardwalk, and I split my time between here and Kitkatla. So we'd boat in or fly in, and it's a really great community to work in, and I always like coming here. You could come here, just get your fuel and water and go, but I prefer to stay here and enjoy some time here every time I come through.
And is it busy here?
It's not busy so much in the community, but I think more boats come in if they're like sporties that are fishing in the area, so they'll tie up at the marina for the night. They're usually putting their boats in at Kitimat, then they come down the Douglas Channel, and then they just sort of keep this as their home base, and they can get fuel and water. You can't really get food here. There's not a grocery store. There's a couple places where you can get probably some snacks out of people. They have little sort of canteen type setups, but I wouldn't rely on Hartley Bay for restoring your food stores. But fuel, diesel, gas, water, and moorage for sure. You don't pay for moorage here, but and they tell you that when you ask about staying at the dock. But we always give a donation to the kids, use it for a kids function or something. So every time I come here, I usually give a small donation for that, for getting to use the dock space. And I'm looking forward to going around and checking things out.
Hartley Bay has been great. Once we got in and fueled up, we decided that we'd walk up to the lake. I had never been up to the lake before, but Alfie had. We got stopped on the way up by a lovely gentleman named Wally, who asked if Alfie was a carpenter or had any carpentry skills. He admitted yes, or he did have some skills, and so he got put to work with a few small tasks before we headed up. It was beautiful along the boardwalks. I mean, if you're ever in Hartley Bay, you just walk up past the fish hatchery. The boardwalk says use at your own risk because it's a bit windy. Some of the boardwalk has obviously been replaced quite recently, but other parts of it are a bit older. There's some you have to make sure that you don't step way to one side because then the plank comes up. Hopefully does not hit nor trip the person with you. And you just have to watch where you're going. There's a few nails sticking out, but they've done a wonderful job at putting up a whole bunch of new signage about the wildlife you might see, the ferns, the different lichens, and the berries. We didn't see any bears on the trail, but we did bump into 2 people picking blueberries, and there was an abundance of that crop out this year. Then we came back, walked around town a little bit. Alfie showed me where he used to stay when he worked up here. Almost the entire town, probably minus the baseball diamond, is on boardwalk, so it's pretty neat to walk around, and it doesn't take that long to cycle through. And then we came back to the boat for dinner, which was leftover halibut curry that we had last night, which is nice and easy and quick to prepare.
And super tasty.
And super tasty. Yeah, there's no sense in wasting tasty food.
Mm-hmm.
There's been lots of boats coming in and out, and just as we were finishing dinner, one of the viewers and Life is Like Sailing fans popped by that Alfie had met previously in Prince Rupert, and a lovely gentleman named Kevin from sailing vessel Celesta, and he is on his way back south. He told us all about his incredible experiences in Alaska, seeing whales, and he has a hydrophone, so he played us some of the whale sounds, which were just incredible, and glaciers and bears, and now he's off to Princess Royal Island, so I'll wish him luck and lots of Kermode bear sightings. We have an early start tomorrow, so we're gonna just get stuff packed up. Alfie's gonna do dishes and clean up from dinner, and we're gonna call it an early night.